Hey everyone, either welcome back or welcome to my channel. And in today's video, I want to talk about the downsides of using social media to show what life is like with IIH. So before I talk about any more details, time for the intro. Back in 2018, I was diagnosed with IIH. IIH is short for idiopathic intracranial hypertension. In short, in IIH, there's an increased intracranial pressure without a known cause. IIH is known by two older names, pseudotumor cerebri and benign intracranial hypertension. Living with IIH is very hard to explain to others, as it can be hard to tell when I'm not feeling well. My hope is that through these videos we can learn together and help make relationships better through a better understanding. I also hope to provide people living with IIH a community so they never feel like they are alone with this condition. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell down below so that you get updated about further videos. I upload new content every Monday and Thursday afternoon. I normally like to focus on positives and negatives, but I think it's very easily shown what some of the positives are about social media and using it with IIH. So I get to raise awareness about the condition. I get to talk about my feelings, about what I'm experiencing. I get to showcase how I'm feeling. I get to connect with others who have IIH. But I want to spend this video talking about the negative side with using social media. So I have been using social media now to document my life with IIH basically since I was diagnosed. I didn't start doing this in video form though until the end of January of 2019, and my social media has greatly picked up, and the amount that I do on social media has greatly picked up since starting to do this now for YouTube and dedicating all of my social media pretty much to this. One of the toughest things I found is finding balance actually. So finding a balance between showing when I'm feeling good compared to when I'm having a bad day, and is this enough positivity? Is this enough that I'm actually showing the reality of the condition? And this balance is extremely hard to maintain. It's very, very hard actually knowing if I'm keeping it balanced and if I'm showing the reality of living with IIH, because social media really is a highlight reel of your life. So if I don't want to show something, I don't have to show it. And to be honest with you, just because I'm not showing it doesn't mean it's not happening. So this is why I like videos, because, and especially vlogs, the only problem is that I have to remember to pick up the camera. I feel like YouTube allows me to showcase some of the things that I can't talk about in a soundbite on Twitter that's limited to character counts, or on Instagram that shows a nice photo of me maybe out for a walk on a good day. Some of these just aren't showing some of the reality, and then each social media platform has their negative thing. Balancing that highlight reel versus bad days is a very hard thing to do, and it's almost like you're only getting little tiny bits of snapshots, even with what I'm doing right now. The part that really annoys me is if I'm not showing the positive, it looks like I'm really struggling, and that may not be the case. It's almost impossible finding a balance, and that's just the reality of it. The second biggest thing that I kind of have problems with is not comparing where I am in my life to where my classmates or friends are in their lives. I'm at the age now where pretty much everybody has almost started a family of their own. They've moved on, and if they haven't started a family of their own, they're in professional schools. And I constantly have this desire to compare myself to where they are, and realizing I have a degree, but I can't do anything with it because of this condition that I'm dealing with. And that's extremely frustrating for me to have to come to terms with. And when I get emotional, can be one of the reasons why. So I think the most important thing is if you are going to showcase your life with IIH, and I think it's really, really important too. The more people that are doing this, the more perspectives we get and the better people will understand, in my opinion, anyways. I think that it's really, really important not to compare yourself to others and where they are in their lives. I constantly get through this by saying, but they're not dealing with a chronic illness right now at this point in their life. And it's the only way I can really get through it and justify how I cannot feel guilty about this. I'm actually going to do a video on how IIH makes me feel guilty all the time later on this month. But this particular part can make me feel really guilty all the time. Like I can't do a lot of the things that people my age can do. And it's really, really frustrating to say the least. So that's a really, really big problem too. And the fact that I'm comparing what all I deal with IIH, knowing everything that I deal with compared to somebody else's social media is wrong because of what I've already talked about before. Like they're often showcasing their highlight reel. It's not like it's a constant vlog of every single second of their day. And when you're trying to compare your ability to just basically get through the day with somebody else's highlight reel of the biggest and brightest stuff that they're going through right now, it's not a fair comparison by any metric. I have trouble when I'm making these videos putting some of this into words. I feel like I'm terrible at explaining exactly what it's like to live with this condition. So it's very, very nice to get the comments of from people who are like, yay, finally somebody understands what I'm experiencing. Because that's how I feel when I meet somebody who kind of has migraines or something that are very, very similar to IIH. But when you get somebody who is actually diagnosed with idiopathic intracranial hypertension and you talk, it's like you make this instant connection because you finally have two people that are able to say, yes, I do actually understand everything that you're going through because I'm experiencing the exact same thing or have in the past. And I feel like it's so much easier to make those connections when you actually have the exact same condition. Just an important note. Due to unique experiences, even two people with IIH can have vastly different experiences. This may mean that we may not be able to relate to absolutely everything someone else experiences, even though they have IIH too. And being that IIH is rare, this is very difficult to achieve sometimes because the chances that you're going to meet somebody are that much less unless you're able to connect with people over social media. So this is where it can be a good thing. I think being able to share my life with IIH has been one of the best experiences I've done. I'm so happy that I made the decision to do this, and I love making these videos and I love doing the social media stuff. I do occasionally have to take breaks from it though because like everything social media and too much of it can be a bad thing, and it's too bad that we all don't feel that it's okay to showcase our bad days. But to be honest with you, it's like when you're sick or you're not feeling well. Do you really want to have a camera taking pictures of you? Do you really want to have a camera that's filming you? Chances are the answer to both of those is no. So just keep that in mind that the reason why I might be sharing a lot more positive stuff is because I'm tired of dealing with the IIH. I'm tired of the constant negativity, and sometimes I just like to share positive things because we all need more positive things, especially right now. Sharing the negative parts of IIH is also really, really important though, because it is the reality of living with the condition. And if you guys remember that iceberg, if you're only showing the positives and that's all people see, that's all they're going to be able to think that IIH is. So you got to be able to show as much as you can about your life without it being too overwhelming. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as for now, that's it for today. Bye, everyone.